Trading is probably the hardest thing you'll ever attempt to be successful at, not because it requires intellect, quite the contrary, but because the more you think you know, the less successful you'll be. Trading is hard because you have to operate in a state of not having to know, even though your analysis may turn out times to be perfectly correct. To operate in a state of not having to know, you have to properly manage your expectations. Trading was very, very hard for me until I came to the realization that you must not care about trading. If you're in a situation where trading is hard for you, but you know most definitely that there is no other way out and quitting doesn't even enter your consciousness, then definitely do watch this video. And by the way, I don't mean not caring about trading in terms of, just pressing buy and sell, but in a sense of stop caring about the outcome of each trade. Whether it's your stop loss, whether it hits your TP, whether the market gives you an opportunity or not, because that might actually be the reason why you be struggling in trading. It's because you care too much. The desperation you feel inside to be profitable as quick as possible, and that every loss, it feels like a personal attack against you, that the market is hunting your stop loss. And every win is probably like, oh my god, I'm the best trader ever, like no one can beat me. And then you over leverage, and then the market takes everything from you. And then you go through the cycle where you're scared to lose because you care too much about the outcome. It doesn't even matter if you took a win or a loss. It matters whether you followed your rules or not, because the market will always take your money back if you hit a lucky trade. So it's so important to just detach from trading. Be attached to the process, be attached to the journey, be attached to your rules, attached to your system, but detach from everything else. And I've also built a trading strategy based on human psychology. Rules that don't give you the ability to be emotional or give you the ability to make 100 different decisions. It's just set and forget. Obviously it won't be 100% zero emotions, but it's a strategy based completely on just psychology. And the only way to be unprofitable is just to break your own rule, because the only thing you should care about is where you enter, where you set your take profit, where you set your stop loss, how much you enter it, how much leverage you use, and then so on and so on. The rules you literally just set up for yourself. Not caring about the potential money you can make for the short-term profits, but caring about becoming a long-term profitable trader. And that's it. That's all you should care about. Everything else shouldn't even bother you. You have to learn to let go, because the market doesn't care. It's not good or bad. It has no emotions, so you putting weight on it isn't going to help you in your journey of becoming profitable. So that's why letting go and not caring is such a overlooked edge and a trait to have. Because to be honest, I would be the same. I would be feeling desperate inside to be profitable as quick as possible and make money overnight, and trying to chase every single move the market gives, because I would look at the people online posting all of these fancy stuff and so on, and I was like, I don't want to wait. I need it right now. I don't want to be struggling for years until I can actually make it. And I had so much urgency to get there, which cost me thousands of dollars, like thousands. I would just load up my account, blow it, load up my account, blow it. Just a cycle again and again and again. And because I put so much emphasis on the outcome and I cared so much about being profitable, that was literally causing me to be unprofitable, because I couldn't let go of the feeling of losing and being wrong, because my ego was too high. So I took profits early because I needed to be right. And as soon as I had that realization in trading that you must not care, that's basically when everything just clicked for me, because letting go of the outcome is such a powerful mindset to have as a trader, especially in such an unpredictable market where you don't know the outcome of each trade. And the moment you let go, the easier it will be to enter in a position. You won't have that sick feeling inside of you where you're like, oh, I might be wrong, or I might win here, because all you care about is your system and your rules. And as soon as you start caring about the money and the outcome, you will fail. Because if you think about it, why did you take an unnecessary trade? It's because you had FOMO of missing out on money. Why did you over risk? It's because you wanted to make more money. And at the end of the day in trading, it's actually all just about the money. Because if you're feeling sick entering a trade, it's because you're too attached to the outcome and too attached to the money. And that's what you're attaching your worth to as a trader, as your own identity. But a key mindset shift you must have is to stop caring. Care about the things that matter, like your plan and your rules. That's it. Everything else is up to the market. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. But try to shift your mindset. Focus on the things that you can control and not on the things that are uncontrollable. And one very important thing that also goes with not caring about the outcome is to think in probabilities. You might lose for the day, you might lose for the week, whatever. But over the long term, your edge plays out. Your chances of winning are higher than the chances of losing, which is called your edge. Think about it like this. Flipping a coin, right? You have a 50% chance of winning and a 50% chance of losing. You could win, you could lose. It's just pure luck. And if you lost those first 5 flips, it might feel like the end of the world. But does it actually mean anything? No, it's just 5 flips. Now imagine flipping that coin 1,000 times. Over time, the 50-50 probability evens out. If you had a coin that was slightly weighted in your favor, like say a 55% chance of winning and 45% chance of losing, eventually after hundreds or thousands of trades, your edge will show. You'll win more than you lose, and that's the key. Same thing applies to trading. One trade doesn't matter, one day doesn't matter, 1 month doesn't matter. What matters is hundreds, thousands of trades where your edge plays out. And the moment you start thinking this way, when you internalize that no single trade defines you, that no single loss is personal, that's when trading starts to be extremely simple. And also a thing that aligns with this is patience. Because if you flip that coin 1,000 times, you can't just stop after 10 flips because you're down, and you also can't freak out because you lost a few in a row. You have to trust that over time your edge will play out, and that's what patience is in trading, waiting for the market to give you an opportunity instead of you trying to chase it. Not forcing trades. Patience is basically just letting your edge play out in the background and just you following your rules. Because when you combine not caring about the outcome, thinking in probabilities, and being patient, then I can promise you, bro, trading will literally click for you. Just like that. That's when you actually start to see consistency. And once you internalize that, you really let that sink in, trading literally stops being hard. It stops being emotional. Everything that felt impossible at first feels really, really simple now. And one last bonus thing I want to say. Now, it might be really random, but I felt as I should say it because a lot of people wonder why trading is so hard. And I also see a lot of people doing this. Relying on other people, taking signals or letting someone dictate whether you should take a trade or whether you should not take a trade, whether you should close early, close there, take your profits there, and so on and so on. Because most likely your goal is to learn this skill, to be making consistent profits in trading, to have the freedom to trade individually. Well, if your goal is to trade individually and independently, then why let someone else dictate your trades? I'm not saying you have to leave every single trading group you're in. I mean, I also have a free trading group, but don't let anyone else's opinions affect your trading, unless of course you're a beginner and you're just learning. But at the end of the day, trading is just about building your own journey and your own process and letting your own edge play out. Letting someone else decide your trades is just going to slow you down, make you more stressed, make you more emotional, and definitely will not help you trade individually, because your progress starts from actually following your rules and your own process. And please don't take this video as just another motivational push. I genuinely want you to take this for granted and start to implement these to your trading. Have a great day.